Saturday night's main event had 4 title matches, 2 title changes, and yet somehow it felt really disappointing. Hello everybody, welcome to Essence of Wrestling, and now we're going to talk about last night's Saturday night's main event. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. Starting us off, we had Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes. And look, this match, it was fun. But knowing it was the first match, you just knew the result. You just knew that Cody Rhodes was going to retain, that he's going to win the belt. Even though the previous SmackDown actually set us up to think, oh, maybe Drew McIntyre could win this after all the stipulations. No, Cody Rhodes retained, and you immediately knew as soon as you saw this being the very first match. But again, the match was fun. They used the title belt again as the centerpiece of all of it. Drew McIntyre would bring it into the ring, he would try attacking Cody with it, Cody would attack Drew with it kind of accidentally, where he would hit a Cody cutter onto the belt. So that was actually a pretty fun use of the whole stipulation and everything. But again, match in and of itself was really predictable. Not what many people wanted. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing more of this into the future, because there's again some reasons for Drew to be petty about, for Drew to be pissed about, for Drew to be able to call Cody corporate Cody, all that good stuff. So I'm interested what's going to happen with the build to War Games. Then we would have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill, and this whole match was built around Tiffany Stratton being injured. Now, I'm not sure if that's just work or she's actually injured, like she might need surgery or something, but she can do a match. You know, stuff like that happens sometimes in the WWE, so I wouldn't be too surprised. But on the other hand, it might just be there to protect Tiffany Stratton, to make her look weakened, because she is losing the belt tonight. Jade Cargill wins the belt, and I'm still not too sure if Jade Cargill is a heel or not. I'm really interested, because at first I really thought she was a heel. Now I'm not necessarily even sure anymore. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But yeah, again, as I said, the whole match in and of itself would be built around Tiffany Stratton being injured. She isn't able to do the prettiest moonsault ever. She isn't able to do a lot of her stuff because of the injury. So Jade Cargill uses this to her advantage. She would beat her up constantly. It was kind of actually a squash match, funnily enough. Jade Cargill would hit her with a move. Tiffany would kick out. Jade Cargill would then hit her with another move. Tiffany would then also kick out. So it was this kind of like Tiffany Stratton is not giving up, but her body is just not prepared for all of this. But no matter what she does, Jade Cargill hits the Jaded, and we get the 1, 2, 3. We get our new WWE Women's Champion. And I'm actually quite happy with this decision. I have nothing against Tiffany Stratton. I do think her character needs at least a little bit of a refresh. So I'm happy she's going to get her time away from the spotlight for a little bit. Again, I'm hoping she does for a month, maybe 2. Not for too long, but just enough for us to start missing her, and also for her, when she comes back, to be able to be a completely new character. Not necessarily completely new, I misspoke there, but kind of a different version of this character, if you get what I mean. But also, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Jade Cargill does with this title from now on, because again, that's going to be pretty interesting. She might be great, but when I look at the SmackDown Women's division, I don't see many opponents for her to face. I mean, I do see some, but then again, like, who is there? Who is there even? I think SmackDown needs a bigger women's roster, honestly. Unless Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair split up, then I could see one of them going after the belt. Or even if they don't split up, but some maybe lose the tag team titles or something like that. They don't even have to feud. One of them could be a great opponent for Jade Cargill, but let me know what you think. Then we would get Rusev versus Penta versus Dirty Dom, and this was a really fun match. This was actually my favorite match of the night. Dom, Penta, and Rusev just work so damn well together. Dom would at one point try to do the chair spot, you know, the Eddie Guerrero chair spot, where he hits the chair, tosses it to someone, and Rusev is just standing there like, yeah, I have a chair now. And the ref is there like, man, it's a triple threat. It's a no DQ match. So it was really fun to see just what is Dom going to do. I mean, you know he's going to cheat. What's he gonna do? And then when Rusev locks the accolade on Penta, the bell rings. I was thinking like, I didn't see Penta tap, I didn't see the referee signal for anything, what is going on? And then the ref is confused, and then the camera just pans to Dirty Dom, who's there ringing the bell. He just wanted Penta not to tap out, he wanted Rusev to break out. It was really, really fun. Again, great stuff, great stuff. Dirty Dom would then take the hammer inside the ring. Penta would accidentally hit Rusev with a hammer, and then Dirty Dom would get rid of Penta, do a frog splash on Rusev, and 1, 2, 3, Dirty Dom. He retains. John Cena next, please. I want John Cena versus Dirty Dom at Survivor Series. Talking of John Cena, we get a vignette where he talks about how there's going to be a tournament held to see who will be his final opponent. Everyone on main roster, NXT, and maybe even someone who doesn't work here. I mean, we all know this just means TNA. We're probably gonna get Joe Hendry on main roster programming, like on Raw. We might get someone like a Matt Cardona, and I think that's about it. Maybe Karrion Kross comes back, but I heavily don't think that's going to happen. Also, I know a lot of people are right now talking about, oh, he said outside of the company, Edge is coming in. I still have my doubts. I have my doubts. Edge is not finished with AEW, and I don't think AEW and WWE could strike a deal here. Even though if they were going to strike a deal about anyone, about anything, this would be the time. I just doubt it's going to happen. But also, I just think this tournament is such a great idea. It gives people the ability to be part of the retirement tour. I mean, technically, without necessarily having to face John Cena or having to waste one of John Cena's dates on fighting them. Again, it just gives a lot of people a lot of opportunity. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this, who is going to be included in the tournament, what are we gonna get? Is this where Braun Breaker comes in and Paul Heyman's like, I told you to wait, now I give you this. So yeah, really great, really fun. I can't wait to see. Then we would get the main event between CM Punk and Jey Uso. And at first this was a really awkward match. Jey Uso botched a lot. CM Punk, I think I saw someone, was it the Great One? I think it was the Great One, who was talking about Jey Uso kind of looked drunk and CM Punk was pouring water on his head, maybe trying to sober him up, which I don't think that was the case. I really hope it wasn't the case, but again, I just can't get that image out of my head, because now when I go back and like look at the stuff, it does kind of seem that way. Again, I don't think that's what the case was. I think it was just botching and that's it. No need to call out anyone for anything, but it did kind of look a little bit weird. But after the beginning portion, the match became really fun. You had a lot of like really fun stuff. You had Jey hitting Punk with the go to sleep. You had Punk hitting Jey with the spear. You had Punk hitting the go to sleep. You had Punk hitting the go to sleep into trying to do another one. Jey Uso gets out, puts on a sleeper hold. Punk reverses it into the Anaconda Vice. All that good stuff. Like some really solid wrestling here. And then to end the show, Punk would hit 2 GTSs and win the match. CM Punk is now your world heavyweight champion, and I'm really happy. I'm glad CM Punk won it. Was it predictable? Yeah, somewhat, because I mean, we all just hoped Jey Uso wasn't going to get this belt. It was predictable, but it was by far the right decision. What's the future of this belt looking like? I'm not necessarily even sure now that I think about it. Braun Breaker could be included. Braun Breaker is going to be included either in the World Heavyweight Championship scene or the John Cena storyline. I don't think he's going to be in both. I really don't think so. Some other candidates are the likes of LA Knight, hopefully sometime. I don't know, I'm not necessarily sure. But yeah, LA Knight is in there. Who else you got? You have Bronson Reed even. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Bronson Reed went for the World Heavyweight Championship and Braun Breaker went for John Cena. I'm not saying Bronson Reed should win it, but him contending for it makes definitely a lot of sense in my head. But hey, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the event? What do you think the future holds for the World Heavyweight Championship, as well as a lot of other stuff we talked about today? Please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're on our journey to hit maybe 1,000 subscribers one day and maybe get ourselves monetized. Thank you, and arrivederci.